Now this is Miles Morales in a nutshell. This game is far too easy to play on anything other than spectacular, so if you don't pick that, you just suck at the game. Another wonderful day in New York City. The snow is out, the crime is down, and Miles is walking around fatherless, just like the rest of us. As he crosses the street and gets ready to be a good Samaritan, helping out his town and city, while secretly hiding his severe crippling addiction to music. As he clearly can't take his headphones off even for 1 second, just to say, "You're welcome" to the man who thanked him. But hey, it's just how these things go. The hero life truly never stops, as Miles, as allegory for a father, is roping him in to going out on the street and getting his ass beat on the daily, doing very dangerous stunts. Constantly. And without even a proper suit. I mean, dude's pretty much just wearing what he wore in the Spider-Verse movie. But worse, because it's Spider-Man's colors and not his own. But hey, Miles seems to enjoy it, so why shouldn't the rest of us? Well, anyways, when Miles just happens to love swinging around the neighborhood, doing the occasional robbery, and, masquerading as Spider-Man, while J. Jonah Jameson absolutely wrecks him on TV constantly. But hey, that's just the norm, and an everyday Spider-Verse life.
Let's hope. Okay, closing in on you. Be there soon. Should let Mom know I'll be late. You can handle this. Breathe in, breathe out. Be cool.
I mean, there's nothing more in this game that I loathe than Miles' voice. It's almost as annoying as mine.
Just down in some
But if only they got the Into the Spider-Verse actor to do his voice. And while we're on the topic, how the hell does Peter drink while he's upside down?
Okay, go time.
I mean, Miles can't even drink while he's upside down. It just doesn't really make much sense, if you ask me. Well, anyways, Miles and Peter are supposed to be protecting some sort of convoy with a big Russian dude named the Rhino. Peter apparently had to ride him all over the town in order to wear him down to finish him last time, so we'll just kind of see how this goes this time. And in classic incompetent NYPD fashion, they let two masked criminals run around and help them clean up the streets. Not to mention, they can't even reinforce Rhino's cage properly, as he's bound to break free any second now. So of course, Miles, being the infinite genius he is, goes to help. As you can see, Miles' help worked absolutely wonderfully, to the point that we almost got this game ended shortly. But hey, that's just kind of how it is, as we just watched a bunch of law-abiding criminals walk free. But in all honesty, should they have been locked up in the first place? I mean, just wait till you get introduced to some of these fine gentlemen. They just look like such upstanding members of society, and they're just so well-spoken when they speak to Miles. I mean, they're just wonderful guys. I mean, just listen to the Rhino. He's a wonderful person underneath all that armor, mass murder, extreme violence, and death.
Before that happens.
Hello, tiny spiders.
And once again, Peter leaves us to fend for ourselves against a gaggle of wonderful miscreants. I mean, look at these guys. Doesn't that just scream upstanding citizen? I mean, what better way to deal with these criminals than to just cover them in our sticky white goo as we beat them around town? It's just such an ingenious way of getting rid of them. But yeah, this combat system truly is just for babies. I mean, I've played the Arkham games, this really can't be much worse. As we continue to just wail on top of these criminals, Miles must be thinking to himself, is this what the police usually do to me when they see me on sight? But hey, you know, he can't be too preoccupied with that. His deadbeat of a father, I mean Spider-Man, is calling to make sure that he's alright, that he isn't too traumatized with this outing as their first father-son bonding assignment.
He's a workahard, all right.
As we have already dealt with those little miscreants, giving them a few lumps on the head, we decide to swing around the city and follow Peter and Rhino as Peter really tries to get Rhino off. You know, trying to exhaust him all by himself, but clearly it's not working, so obviously he calls us in for backup. As we chase Rhino throughout the city, following him. But I mean, if there's one good thing to come out of it, we're all just living in the moment, you know? There's no need for phones or headphones or music. We're all just living in the moment, in the natural disaster that's happening.
Okay, Pete. Yeah, I got this. Take it away,
With Peter all tired out from riding Rhino, decides to give me a shot at riding him. You know, it's a lot harder and he's a lot bigger than you might think, so it was quite difficult to try and steer him around the mall, you know? Constantly trying to force him to go the right way as I rode him through the mall. Hell, we almost hit Mall Santa on the way there. But hey, it's just all in the name of product placement. Of course, the ride can't last forever because we have to go back to saving people. Because for whatever reason, people just love to stop with baby carriages right in front of giant rhinoceroses. But hey, that's just them. Anyways, we get back to riding on this wonderful Rhino, taking him through the store, shopping with him, just trying to make his day ever so grateful as we really try to tire the man out. I mean, it seems like he could just go on forever.
Too soft.
Clearly going single on Rhino didn't work, so now we're trying to double team him, hoping that two would be far greater than one, and soon we lead him to a quite explosive climax.
Pete, are you okay?
And now, as per usual, Peter has abandoned us just like my father. Peter has abandoned us again, leaving us to deal with not only a giant fire, but a bunch of criminals. But hey, all I can say is these criminals are truly living in the moment. Not a phone around, just a couple rocket launchers and a dream. The true American way. Now, in all honesty, I just love beating up on the poor and disenfranchised as a wonderful black man in the community, as we just continue to wail on these criminals. What did I say? This combat system is far, far too easy. So, let's just take on these criminals and send them back to jail. Easy peasy, no problems needed. Miles is an expert at beating off larger white men. He's just suited to it. Look at him. The fluidity, the flexibility, just the way he can move around. He's perfect for it. He makes the perfect Spider-Man. Obviously, that was just a cheap shot. It won't happen again. I'm not gonna get hit again. Miles would never let himself get hit again. This game's just far, far too easy in order for that to happen. As we continue to just beat off these criminals throughout the rest of the... Fuck! This game is far too easy to play on anything other than spectacular. So if you don't pick that, you just suck at the game. As I was saying, we just continue to beat up on the poor, disenfranchised criminals around New York, as Peter continues to just leave us abandoned for whatever reason. Well, you know, it can't be any worse than the time that, you know, Uncle Aaron left us or our dad left us. But hey, you know, I finally found the healing button, so all's right in the world. All's good.
They're all over that bridge.
What an astute observation, Miles. They're all over the bridge. But you guys have seen enough of me beating up on the poor and disenfranchised white guys out there. I think it's time we cut to the good stuff.
Spider-Man, you good?
And look at that, Peter once again drinking while he's supposed to be taking care of us. And now we're left to take care of our drunken father figure for the 9th time this week, because he couldn't be bothered to just handle the rhino himself. I mean, is it truly that hard of a ride for him to take?
I would like to exchange for new one.
I just love Rhino's classic Russian accent. It just fits so well within the confines of this game. He's just such a wonderful man. I hope him nothing but the best.
The hell?
Another classic case of the black character being stuck with electricity powers. If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd be fucking rich.
What's that? Doing this!
Just another day at the office beating up on the rhino. I just love beating up on the clinically insane villains that we have to fight every week. You know, it just is so wonderful watching them get their ass beat all the time. You know, and I swear I'm not bad at this game at all. It's just lag. It's just, you know, input control is bad. So, you know, obviously this would not happen IRL. Miles is clearly way too strong for this. I mean, at this point, we should just kind of cancel Rhino, because, you know, he shouldn't really be beating up on people of the black community like this. For a first boss, Rhino is really too easy in my opinion. You know, they probably should have given us a harder task, a harder challenge, because Rhino really just is far too easy. I mean, fuck! This game is far too easy to play on anything other than spectacular. So if you don't pick that, you just suck at the game. I mean, just how much more can he really take? We've been beating him off all day. Sometimes going 2-on-1, 1-on-1, switching in and out. I mean, just look, we continue to wail on him constantly, and he just refuses to go down. Hell, he's still beating us. But finally, after hours of riding and beating and fighting, we're finally able to take this man down. It only took a couple hours, 2 dudes, and some new electricity powers, but we finally put Rhino down for the count.
You alive? Kinda.
And we have to help our drunken father up once again. And here come the armed men. Well, we all know how this goes for Miles, don't we? Well, anyways, after Miles so graciously escaped the cops, we're going to go meet up with his best friend, Ned. I mean, Genki. It's not like they're the same character anyways. Whoever remembers who ripped off who. Anyways, we're going to go meet him to go get some present that our drunken, abusive father, I mean Spider-Man, left for us. Let's go see how he's doing.
Definitely spider
Shall we?
related, and definitely better than a horn.
I will never get used to you doing that.
Hey, look.
And here's the present he left us. It's everything except for a brand new suit. And he left us this present because he's leaving us again, just like my father.
What? Never seen a guy change clothes in Central Park?
Okay. How's it looking?
Just wanted to say thank you all for watching this and listening to my ramblings about Miles. And hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day.